There is something seriously alarming about the bread most people eat today. For thousands of years, bread was known as the staff of life. It nourished civilizations, fueled armies, and helped families survive harsh winters. But modern bread, the kind sitting on supermarket shelves, often causes gut irritation, spikes blood sugar, and leaves you hungry soon after eating it. Centuries ago, such as in the 1300s near York, England, the average laborer ate 2 to 3 pounds of bread every day. Bread made up nearly 70% of their total calories. These people were performing heavy physical labor, moving stones, tilling land, building structures that still stand today, and they thrived on that bread. There was no widespread diabetes, no large-scale gluten sensitivity, and digestive diseases were rare. Today, however, the story is very different. 1/3 of adults are pre-diabetic. Celiac disease has risen dramatically since the mid-1900s. Millions suffer from bloating, fatigue, mental fog, and unexplained gut issues. Your grandparents ate bread daily without problems, so what changed? The problem isn't your body. The problem is that today's bread is no longer real bread. It has become an industrial product created for profit, long shelf life, and speed, not for health. Medieval farmers and bakers understood things about wheat and bread making that the modern food industry has forgotten or ignored. Pick up a supermarket loaf and look at the ingredient list: enriched flour, sweeteners, vegetable oils, emulsifiers, preservatives, conditioners, sometimes even chemicals used in non-food products. None of this resembles traditional bread, which only required flour, water, salt, and sometimes natural leavening. Modern wheat is also radically different. In the 1960s, high-yield dwarf wheat was created to increase production. It succeeded in feeding millions, but the nutritional quality changed. This new wheat contains altered gluten structures, increased starch, and compounds that can interfere with digestion. Traditional varieties like einkorn and emmer had far simpler genetic structures, making them easier for the human body to tolerate. Today's wheat contains gluten proteins that older generations' bodies never encountered. Milling also changed dramatically. Stone-ground flour kept the whole grain intact. Fiber, oils, vitamins, and minerals remained. Modern roller milling removes the nutrient-rich bran and germ, leaving mostly starch. The flour is then bleached and enriched with a small portion of the lost nutrients. The biggest change, however, is fermentation. Historically, dough fermented slowly for many hours, allowing natural microbes to break down gluten, starches, lectins, and anti-nutrients. Modern bread is mixed, risen, and baked within hours, giving your gut the full burden of digesting something it wasn't prepared for. As a result, modern bread behaves more like pure sugar in the body, causing rapid glucose spikes and energy crashes. Long-term, this contributes to insulin resistance and other metabolic problems. To understand why ancient bread was healthier, we need to look at how wheat was grown. Medieval fields contained a mix of wheat strains adapted to local conditions. This diversity created resilience and better nutritional profiles. Ancient varieties like einkorn have a much simpler gluten structure, making them easier to digest. Studies show that people who react poorly to modern wheat can often tolerate einkorn without symptoms. Traditionally, grains were slowly stone-ground, which preserved oils rich in vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids, and other nutrients. Roller milling destroys these delicate components. Most importantly, medieval bakers relied on wild yeast and bacteria sourdough cultures passed down through generations. These microbes transformed the dough, breaking down anti-nutrients and making minerals more absorbable. Medieval bread provided protein, healthy fats, natural vitamins, and long-lasting energy. Gluten is not a single protein, but a family of proteins. Modern wheat varieties contain more complex and stronger gluten, which makes bread fluffier, but also harder to digest. Some gluten components resist human digestion and can trigger immune reactions. Modern farming also introduces pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides, including glyphosate, which is often applied shortly before harvest. These chemicals leave residues on the grain and may disrupt the gut microbiome. Nutritionally, modern wheat contains significantly fewer vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants compared to heritage grains. Removing the bran and germ during milling eliminates most of the nutrients. What remains is nutritionally empty starch. Several studies have tested the difference between modern bread and bread made from ancient grains. In one Italian study, people with digestive issues who couldn't tolerate modern bread were able to eat einkorn bread with minimal or no symptoms. This suggests that people aren't becoming weaker, our food has changed.